Missing little moments, it was easy just feeling alive. 2 a.m. wide awake, talking like we had the whole night. And I don't know if I said this right. No, I don't know how the days gone by. Missing little moments, it was easy just feeling alive. Every now and again, I trace my steps back to then. Oh, I want that feeling. It's all that I needed to move on, to feel it. It's all that I needed. Searching for the moments I'm a little less empty inside. Fewer late nights, cause nobody seems to make the time. And I don't know how to do this right. No, I don't know how the years gone by. Searching for the moments I'm a little less 25. Every now and again, I trace my steps back to then. Oh, I want that feeling. It's all that I needed to move on, to feel it. It's all that I needed. It's all that I needed. I want that feeling. It's all that I needed to move on, to feel it. It's all that I needed. To move on, to feel it. It's all that I needed. How the years go by, searching for the moments I'm a little less 25. A little less 25. A little less. Searching for the moments I'm a little less 20. A little less 25.
Yeah. I wake up every morning with my head up in a daze. I'm not sure if I should say this, fuck, I'll say it anyway. Everybody tries to tell me that I'm going through a phase. I don't know if it's a phase, I just wanna feel okay, yeah. I battle with depression, but the question still remains. Is this post-traumatic stressing or am I suppressing rage? And my doctor tries to tell me that I'm going through a phase. Yeah, it's not a fucking phase, I just wanna feel okay, okay. Yeah, I struggle with this bullshit every day, and it's probably cause my demons simultaneously rage. It obliterates me, the sin so grates me, annihilates me. I'm about to break down, searching for a way out. I'm a liar, I'm a cheater, I'm a non-believer. I'm a popular monster. Break down, falling into love, now we're falling apart. I'm a popular monster. I think I'm going nowhere like a rat trapped in a maze. Every wall that I knock down is just a wall that I replace. I'm in a race against myself, I try to keep a steady pace. How the fuck will I escape if I never close my case? Oh my god, I keep on stressing. Every second that I waste is another second sooner to a blessing I won't take. But my therapist will tell me that I'm going through a stage. Yeah, it's not a fucking stage, I just wanna feel okay. Okay, motherfucker, now you got my attention. I need to change a couple things, cause something is missing. What if I was to lie, tell you everything is fine? Every single fucking day I get closer
I lay awake every night, looking back on my life. Well, apologies to the people I love for the things I've done really make it right. I guess it might. Just then I realized my past is the reason I'm here right now. As a matter of fact, I won't apologize. You bitches always bitch cause I am constantly changing. Think of how far that I've made it from my incarceration. It's amazing, ain't it? But I'm in the zone, I'm a rolling stone. I'm coming home, but I'm not alone. Do I really gotta let another motherfucker know? I won't surrender, surrender. No, I won't let you bring me down. So where the hell do I go from now? I believe when everyone feels so insane, like everyone's out to get me. Who will save my life? I know I believe in anyone. Please don't mind me. I just kill myself sometimes.
Daddy,
Yes, honey?
why did you go to jail?
I'm a lot smarter than you think. Everything I did was planned to get you to listen, to get your attention. You post an opinion and it gets me bigger. Are you triggered? Huh. Figures, here's the kicker. With every trigger, I'm getting richer from offended, bitter little Twitter bitches all up in my mentions, looking for attention because they starved. If you wanna call me the king of the music scene, I got news for you. I'm counterfeit like a second coming. I respawn like I have a reset button. Hated more than trumpets. Running raggies back to rapping, acting ratchet. Release a cracker, delete your asses. I'm not the rapper, I'm the motherfucking morning after. I won't surrender, surrender. No, I won't let you bring me down. So where the hell do I go from now? I believe when everyone feels so insane, like everyone's out to get me. Who will save my life? I know I believe in anyone. Please don't mind me. I just kill myself sometimes. Light ain't a miracle. I'm falling way too fast. Sinking into death. I need an angel now. It's watching over me. If I could just wake up. If I could make you see. I'm all alone with your sickness in me.
Dad, wake up!
Oh fuck! What the?
You were having a bad dream.
Where am I? Turn the fucking music off. Who the fuck are you?
I'm your daughter.
Oh no, you're too old to be my daughter. What year is it?
It's 2033.
Oh no, it's not. No. So where the fuck do I go from now? Who do I believe? Who do I believe when everyone else so insane? Everyone's out to get me. Who will save my life? How do I believe in anyone?
Don't be fooled or mistaken by my angel face. I'm just a hothead looking for a reason to break. I'm the wizard of death. I'll come visit you next. Just put my name on it next to your very last breath. I'm caught inside the fire again. I'm caught inside the fire again. I'm the wizard of death. I'll come visit you next. Just put my name on it next. Tell your very last.
Tonight, I want to talk to you about violence in our cities. It's been the brutality of a mob. I will use whatever force is necessary to restore order. The violence will end.
That's that shit I do like.
A state of chaos and disorder is upon us. Will you take up arms? Will you help us make our last stand? The time is now. Let us be heard as we sing our way into battle. It's time to light up the sky with fire.
Tonight, I want to talk to you about violence in our cities. It's been the brutality of a mob. I will use whatever force is necessary to restore order.
Get your ass up. We know how to turn it up. 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 Get your ass.
Hello everybody, welcome to tonight's stream. Welcome to possibly one of the more anticipated games in the Era community. It is Era Genesis going up against Era Lost Time. And I see I am being told to hydrate again by my mods. Love to see it. Okay, I now have to satisfy my mods before they get angry with me. So now that that's all been done, can I get like 5 minutes to try and introduce the stream, guys, before the second most handsome streamer spams me with hydrates? Okay, the extra one was deserved. I get that now. Had to spend all your points? Why did you spend all your points when you could be using it on the gambling? When you could be betting it on Lost Time or Genesis tonight? Like, okay, getting back to tonight's viewing. So, tonight is considered a very close game. At least between these two teams. Rank-wise and division-wise, it does not seem that close. But as we take a look at some of their op.ggs here. So we're going to take a look here. So this is the roster we are going to be seeing today. This is the Era Genesis, recently formed this year. Taken bits of the tempo that really made the run to finals, and the bits of Kronos that were in the pro division to make what many would consider is this absolute super team. Got Era Single Tracks in the top lane. His return back to the pro scene has definitely been very welcomed, and he already has shown himself in the Era Rivals games that they've competed in. But particularly enjoying the Camille, the Fiora, and the Mordekaiser, even the Darius, if anything. His champion pool is at its peak right now, with tanks and bruisers being at the very top of the board in terms of junglers. Playing the likes of Fiora and Camille can be very, very good into that and can almost be a counter. So Single Tracks himself, very good in this meta, and I think he has been very much informed this year as well. Now, I think the MVP of last season doesn't need much of an introduction. He's also one of the mods in my chat. Mr. Floppy Pancake. Not much you can really discover about this man. He's an excellent jungler, peaking in Platinum last season. He is an Echo and Lilia main by day, and then by night he plays Gangplank and GP in the top lane. But his jungle prowess is something you really don't want to be messing with. His Echo can be 1v9. His Lilia can decide games in one ultimate. Belveth, his Wukong, even his Trundle that he has picked up. 75% win rate with 16 games on this Trundle is quite scary. But the more impressive bit being his Belveth actually does look pretty good with high KDA. Almost 60% win rate. He would tell me otherwise. Floppy Pancake is one of the star champions. Also another one of the stars on this team. Performed exceptionally well last season. Deserved that MVP. And now he is hopefully looking to hold that title this year for Era. We have got none other than our resident Kiana main, Nick Zora in the mid lane. Unfortunately, we never get to see it. We don't get to see a lot of the Kiana because why would you let this man through with Kiana? Man peaking Platinum, 51% win rate, 245 games, almost 3 KDA. This year alone, 63% win rate with 40 games, and then the Akshan 78% with 9 games. So you don't want to give this man Kiana. I think it is also just the running meme is that the Kiana is never left open for him. Oh, the Juju is giving me the hydrate. Hello, Juju. Welcome. You missed it when all the mods spam me with the hydrates. But yeah, so he is the star in the mid lane. Him and Josh have quite the rivalry, or in this case, C-Lot have quite the rivalry. Josh actually being the coach to Nick Zora's team, his older team Kronos. So now has the apprentice become the master, if you will. Has Nick Zora truly evolved? And has he going to be looking to take down his old master? I have a lot of points now to join. Well, don't waste them on the hydrates, because that's what everyone does here, that they can't vote for their teams when it comes to the match. Then we got the newest addition, another new addition, from the old Tempo roster that made the run all the way to the Open Division Finals in their first season, is Drakeri 17. He was playing the jungler in that series, but has now since moved into the bot lane. He very much enjoys the Jhin and the Varus, and also the Draven and the Caitlyn this season so far. Last season, he was very much in the top lane, but Sivir was also one of his go-to picks as well as the MF. But this year alone, Jhin is something you're going to be afraid of with this man. Almost 70% win rate with a 3.47 KDA. Same with the Varus, 64% win rate with a 3 KDA. You give this guy this champion, it is going to be very, very hard for you to deal with him in the bot lane. And I think Ty and I think Tigger and Listener got their work cut out for them in this Pendragon to carries bot lane. And speaking of Pendragon, avid Pike main, loves the champion, peaking high gold, loves the aggressive bot lane as aggressive supports to try and give his AD carry the safety that he needs to scale. So one thing you got to be sure of is don't give Pendragon any of his comfort. Don't let him pick up this Pike. He can do so much on it, and I think it would be the smart move to not let it get through. Like looking at last season, 58% win rate, 161 games on the Pike with 3.15 KDA was absolutely disgusting. Karma picked it up, 29% win rate, not looking too great with the 14 games. Renata 33 with 12. So I think as long as he's kept off the Pike, you can kind of manage him, if you will, but never underestimate Pendragon. We do have the 2 subs this tonight. We have Cass in the sub role as well as Darkheart. Cass having to play majority of the games, unfortunately, due to a lot of time constraints among all the players during Era Rivals. So this is going to be one of the few times we're going to see this roster in full effect this season. Going over to... Okay, I apologize if I cut out for a little bit. My cat, she is all over the place today. Bella! She's all over the place. So now we have got the Lost Time roster. These guys been around for a long time. This roster has stuck together, stuck to their guts. A lot of their plays are looking to try and gain some more points in the group, looking to push themselves in second place behind ATK after unfortunately losing to them earlier this week. So this is all a matter if Lost Time want to prove that they are still the best team on Era. Obviously, Puppet Smurfy, the newest addition to Lost Time. He is an avid Scion and Gangplank player, very likes playing these fighter-based champions, as you can see with the Jace and the Alawi. But then with the GP on the side, with the GP and the Scion on the side, very opposite playstyle, so he can fit into what his team needs, and I think smart move for him is he makes sure he can pick a lane where he's safe and comfortable, and if he can do that, he can be a massive influence for the team. Now, with Mr. Mad Demulon, does he also not need an introduction? Has been jungling for quite some time. Started League of Legends, peaking Season 9 in Platinum and remaining in Diamond for the majority of his career. Loves the Amumu, loves the Maokai, and loves the Zac. Love these champions, the abusers of the Demonic Embrace, but I thought we would have a different patch today. The patch notes aren't going to be different. We'll cover them again if we need to, but we got new patch notes for tomorrow, so this is going to be the last day we're going to see this new meta, and probably tomorrow, hopefully see some Aurelion Sol actually picked up from some of the mid laners in the Mettlestate tournament, as well as Ari with a visual update. Very nice to see her. And now, Seela, the master, the one who taught Nick Zora everything he knows. The Silas, the Diana, the Yasuo, you name it, the Yone. This man has been all over the place in terms of his playstyles, is very flexible in terms of what his team wants. Swain being his particular favorite this season, as he went 18 games, 78% win rate with a 5 KDA, and since has not carried on too much this season, has been using the Kassadin and the Kennen on top of that. So, more of a team fighter, definitely playing for the team fight this year, and I think Sealot is someone you mustn't underestimate, and I don't think Nick Zora is going to underestimate him in this matchup. We have the founder of Era Esports now, Era Tigger, in the ADC role. Favorite champion is the Ezreal, and the Caitlyn loves these two champions. He's been spamming them a lot this season. Also been picking a bit on the Xayah and the Kai'Sa, using more of his favoritizes the Navori quick blade abusers over the Infinity Edge abusers. So it's always good to see that ADC is now a viable role. Ty has, this is the one thing you don't want to give Ty his Ezreal. He's very, very good on it. And I think that is what Genesis do know. They know that the Ezreal is a big problem for them, and will be sure to not let it through. Very much like them. He has his own meme with the Ezreal. Ezreal doesn't get through. Kiana doesn't get through. Lilia does not get through. These teams have their own signature picks, which they just don't, they never actually ever get to play. Then we have in the support role the Snack. Welcome to the Snack, who's played the Maokai, the Renata, and the Karma. Maokai looking very, very dangerous. 71% win with 14 games. Very deadly. Very abusive, especially in poke lanes. So Strange, you invited me to a draft game, but knowing full well I'm streaming. What are you doing, my dude? As much as I would love to join, it's I cannot. So the Snack will be looking to play those poke mages, very oppressive poke mages, or just general engage tanks, like along with the Norlis and the Maokai. And then we've got the 3 subs. We've got Fluithorn, the Young Zinc, and Bilbo Saggins. Don't think any of them are going to be filling in today. I think we've got a full stack, 5v5, no extra subs. So, hoping to see some good League of Legends here. Alright, so now I'm getting invited to a bunch of games by my chat. Thanks, chat. Thanks for inviting me to all these games. There wasn't a patch today. So, okay, so apparently Nick Zora has been struggling to get into lobby. He's trying to log on, as I do see him online. But in terms of gameplay, there's particular champions that in this game that will not get through. Like, one thing for sure, we will not be seeing the Lilia get through. We're probably not going to see the Kiana get through. Unless C-Lord does have an answer for it, which I'm not too sure about. I think maybe they will if they let it through, it could be counted. But Nick Zora hasn't played too much of it, isn't feeling too comfortable on it from what he has mentioned. So hopefully, he brings us something interesting, something new. But while we wait for Nick Zora to pop in, let's go take a look at this roster. So we have a lost time. We have the boys. Can't mess up with the boys. So there we go. We got Bupper Smurfy. We got it Mad Demulon. C-Lord. Tigger. And the Snack. This makes up the lost time roster. Getting all their photos in. And now I think this is the era Genesis roster have. None of them have said their photos in, which I'm thoroughly disappointed. Big ears, bro. I mean, all the better to hear the gang's coming, bro. The mysterious 5. Genesis looking good. Damn. Well, only if you send me your pictures then we can actually look good. So please, send your photos in so we can get some cool rosters putting in together. As we actually loading into game here. So let's go to main screen, everybody. So we now are loading into the first champ select of the series. Let's get the bangers going. Cool pics, boys. They're really coming in clutch with the pictures, brother man. So we have, this is the first champ select. As we see the champs bands coming out, Maokai is going to be taken away from Lesnek in the bot lane. Don't want to deal with that. Echo is taken away from Floppy Pancake. You do not want that champion on him either. He is just too good, too oppressive. Very good at executing ganks and very much able to 1v9 in these kinds of games. Now, what is going to be the next ban? So I believe it is going to be the Karma. They do not want the Snack on anything comfortable, as the Lilia coming out. Perma banning Floppy here. I wonder if Floppy is the point of carry. I don't know. As the last 2 bans gonna come out, likely gonna be targeting Ty in the bot lane. Probably gonna end up being the Ezreal or even the Yone. as it is going to be the Ezreal being taken away from Ty. Don't want him on that. Very scary. Make way LCS fan coming through. Big pog in the chat. As we see, it is the Zac that is going to be banned away here. So Floppy Pancake very much not love this game, taking away a lot of his core champions. But that will be the Caitlyn pickup for Dracarys. He does enjoy the Caitlyn. Very good oppressive lane. Abusing that range. No wheelchair emote, Saj. Gotta bring some pro play chat in here. Not yet. So unfortunately, no Aurelion Souls out here. I was looking forward to seeing it, but unfortunately, we're not going to be seeing it in the stream today. We might see it later this week, because I'm very sure both these mid laners are going to want to try him out. As you see, the Amumu is going to be locked in. Could be flexed jungle, could be played in the support role. Aphelios actually being hovered here. Could we see Ty on the Aphelios in the bot lane? This will be a first for him as it actually becomes the Ashe. So that will likely be it could be the Ashe support. With Ashe and the Amumu locked in, they are both very flexible picks. And we don't know where it's going to go just yet, so the last 3 picks will probably decide their fate. As we see the Ivern hover. Oh gosh. Damn it, Matthew. Why you gotta do me like that? Huh? Why you gotta do me like that and hover Ivern? Because I know you're not gonna pick the fucking Ivern. Okay, as the Swain is going to be actually picked up here. That is going to be taken away from Sealord, and it's likely going to be going on to Pendragon in the bot lane. Not sure if Nick Zora has played it just yet. So very unlikely we're going to see him on the Swainy boy. Curious to see what they have to answer this Amumu pick here. A lot of CC. Gonna have to figure out a way how to peel for the bot lane. As that is going to be the Sejuani lock, and that is very much going to be a Sejuani in the jungle for Floppy Pancake. They don't want to risk more of his champions getting banned out in the second phase. So I think getting his jungler up and early is the best way to go about it. But so far, a lot of engage coming out with the Demonic Ascension Ghost and likely the Sejuani with the Permafrost as well as the Glacial Prison. But that will be the Xayah lock-in, so that kind of does confirm that it is going to be the Ashe support pairing up with the Xayah. That means it is going to be Demulon on this Amumu, as they do ban out the Darius away from single tracks. Don't want to see the Blood Reaper basically rip through the enemy team. Definitely, there's a lot of respect there. As we are waiting to see what is going to be answered for the Darius ban. As it is going to be the Cassidon taken away from Sealord, and then the Camille immediately being taken away from single tracks. No doubt about it. They knew exactly who they were going to ban, who they were going to put on the weak side. As this last ban has to probably only target the bot lane, well, the mid lane and the top lane. And I think they are going to probably take away something from Sealord here, unless they don't want to see the Cassante. So that is actually just going to be the Yorick taken away, actually. Not necessarily sure why the Yorick was taken through. No, I'm going to do predictions once the champ select is done, Caps. Don't worry. Alright. Well, as we get into these last few picks, we see it is going to be the Silas lock-in for Sealord in the mid lane. And I think this is one of his favorite champions as well. This is a champion he coached Nick Zora on in the mid lane. And now with this being locked in, still open for top lane and mid lane picks. Not John's Yorick. As you're gonna see, it is going to be Akshan and oh wait, hovering a bunch of different champions here. Oh my goodness. Okay, well, I don't know. I don't think we're gonna get that. As we see a Talia lock-in coming out from Nick Zora. Actually, a really good counter of that into the Silas kind of disabling the dash potential, as well as disabling the dash on the Amumu. So, very good call coming out from our resident Genesis mid laner. As the picks, the predictions have come out. Make your prediction, boys. Champ Select has just finished. Who do we think is going to be taking this game? As with the set lock, and that is going to be set for Papa Smurfy. That is a Mumu for Mad Demulon, Silas for Sealord, Zaya for Eratiga, and Ash for Le Snack. Then we got on the side of Genesis, we got the Fiora to Era Single Tracks. We got Sejuani for Floppy Pancake. We got Natalia for Nixora. Caitlyn on for Dracarys. And Swain for Pendragon. As it is 8.9k put onto Genesis here. There's a lot of points on the line. I see. Backing the boys, as we see. As we're going to hop into that. We'll take a quick gander at some of their individual win rates on their said champions now. Alright. Spent all my savings on lost time. Oh my goodness, I take those odds. Don't blame me for taking the odds. All's good. Alright. Now, let's taking a look at the stats. Let's go take a look at what Nixora has brought up for us with this Talia in the mid lane. So, we searched for the Talia. When was the last time we saw a Talia from Nixora here? So, hasn't played too much of Talia in the last couple of months, unfortunately. But when he has played it, he has done somewhat well. We are looking to see if it does load. We see it is, okay, Grom, I believe it is a best of 3 for this match. So we see a lot of gameplay coming out from Talia. No, not as much Talia as we would have liked to see. Akshan being one of his personal favorites, as well as the Kiana experimenting with a bunch of new builds. So very interesting to see how this Talia goes. I know Nixora has played it in the past in the pro division, but we are yet to see what he can bring to the table now. Now, with Dracarys on this Caitlyn, it is one of his personal favorites. Sitting at this season, played 6 games, 67% win rate, so very comfortable on that. Not a particularly high KDA, unfortunately. Genesis 2-1. I mean, they've taken lost time to a draw before, so I would not be surprised if they've come back for some revenge. And then we see Pendragon actually locking in the Swain with 9 games last season with a 67% win rate. And then hasn't played much of it this season, but has been very good on the Swain. So hopefully he's able to make an impact here with the Meiji boy in the bot lane. And then we have got Floppy Pancake actually upping for the Sejuani. Did not play much of it last season. Has played a bunch of it this season. Sitting with an 80% win rate, 4.39 KDA with 5 games. So one would say he has played a healthy amount of Sejuani to know what he is doing. And then single tracks being put onto, I believe it is the Fiora. Yeah, he is on the Fiora. Second most played champion, 60% win rate with 15 games. Definitely do want to make sure that he gets strong, but what last time he do is not let that Fiora build too much of a lead. Now, talking about this bot lane here. Now, with Eratiga, he has been playing the Zaya, 2.45 KDA, 28% win rate, and 28 games with a 54% win rate. Has got a very safe champion, to be in all honesty. And will be able to dodge a lot of the incoming crowd control that could be used against her. So, particularly with the never move from the Swain or the Glacial Prison from the Sejuani. So now we are going to be getting ready to load into game here, everyone. Just got to make sure that the client does load in. Alright. Rito, you got to be nice to me, okay? Rito? Okay, Rito is being nice to me. As we now can take a look at some of these masteries. So, with Nixora on the top. Okay, we actually just hopped straight into game now. They didn't let us look at masteries, they didn't let us look at anything. These guys just have too powerful of a PC, I guess. Alright, just move it. Move it. No, let me move it. Come on, let me move it. Let me move the thing. Let me move it. Alright. As we are loading into the first game of this series between Era Genesis and Era Lost Time here. We got some pretty spicy skins. If we look on the rift, that is the Brave Phoenix Zaya, I believe, with a gold chroma on tie here. The snack a little bit late into lane, unfortunately, as it is just going to be a 5-man block for the Genesis side. Demilon dropping a ward down. Probably just wants to try and get rid of the ward and utilize the Oracle for this match. You were the one that asked it for it, Caps. Oh goodness. Don't worry, there's a lot of points available, and at least you'll catch the next one. As Papa Smurfy playing with this prey there, getting hit by the Fiora. You were playing Warframe? I mean, I don't blame you. I would be playing Warframe. I'll be playing Genshin now, also as well on the side, if my computer was not on the verge of exploding, if I played it while streaming. So here we are. As we see, it is going to be the Mumu starting in the top side of the map, where Sejuani is going to be starting her red on the opposite side. We've got a bunch of angry bees here in the bot lane. Just too many angry bees. It's going to be double red start. Probably going to be looking to path. I think Sejuani would like to path maybe top lane, help against deal with this with the set. Utilize the passive with the Fiora, and yeah, I think that's probably the best course of action that he could look for. His move does land a lot of damage coming out to Eritig here. Crits landing. Tigger taking a bit of a rough trade here. Never move is going to be coming back up off cooldown now, but does land onto Tigger again, as that is almost the solo kill. Tigger having to burn the flash away here, but Tigger in a lot of danger, and that is a solo, well, not a solo, as that is first blood going over to Dracarys in the bot lane. Oh, another flash having to come out. Barrier being burned. Never move is available, but gonna actually rather play it safe. Oh, someone, what they did is they gifted a sub, and I think you got the gifted sub. Never move does go wide onto Lesnack, but this bot lane is something we need to keep an eye on. Dracarys very lane dominant. Nick Zora is in a bit of danger, having to burn the ghost. There was unfortunately no flash was burned, but Sealard has taken a lot of damage from this Talia. Does land the full combo, but the Q going wide from Nick Zora. Goes for the flash forward, but the Silas does use the E to escape, and that will be a flash burned and ghost burn for this Talia. With Papa Smurfy taking a lot of damage from this Fiora, but the parry coming out, negating the true damage. Very good start coming out from Genesis so far. Playing their cards right. Dracarys and Pendragon not afraid to take the leap. But Pendragon knows that he can't walk out for minions, as Fiora is going to go for the final Q there. Will get pulled on a tower, but that in the single track's getting the solo kill onto Papa Smurfy in the top lane. Very, very oppressive Fiora, and I think it is going to be a very difficult lane for Papa Smurfy. Demilon is trying to see if he can find anybody. Is going to be looking to try and maybe get a gank off bot lane, pairing up with the Silas, who's roaming bot as well. Yeah, so Caitlyn is only level 2. There's a level 4 level 4 Amumu and level 4 Silas there waiting. As Dracarys, there are 4 members there. He is going to be hit by the Amumu Q. Is going to hit by the chains as well, and that will be a trade up kill as the kill goes over to Silas. I mean, Sealord picking up a kill, a trade kill there as the Amumu does land the Q onto Pendragon there. Lesnack and Mjumu will take down Pendragon here, making it 2 for 2, evening it out. Alright. We are going to have a co-caster here, but it's not one who can talk. It's my kitty cat. She's going to sit with us and we're going to watch some League of Legends together. But yeah, it is a 2 for 2. Gold lead, no much change to the gold lead, but Summoner's Bird in the mid lane and in the bot lane. Talia doesn't have flash, doesn't have ghost, with Sealot still having the flash available. Yeah, Mumu still has his flash available, could look for the flash Q. He's been very productive with his ganks so far. Haven't seen any ganks yet coming out from Sejuani yet. Has just done a full clear. And now we'll be looking to maybe pick up the Raptors and look around bot lane. But he will be spotted on a ward here. As they do see him, he is taking his Raptors. So Sealot will be sure to play a bit safe. There's very excellent wards coming out here from To Lost Time, but Sealot looking for the aggressive plays here. Dash can throw Sealot into tower, goes for the flash kill, and it is a 1-for-1 trade. But Nick Zora's wave all gets shoved in by Floppy as the never move does land onto take a lot of damage. As the Piltover does not land, Drakari's going for the flash, does get the final auto, and that is another kill going to Drakari, who is taking a lot of damage from this Ashe. Ashe is just going to run the Swain down. Swain does not have the never move up just yet. Once the never move is up, it's going to be extremely difficult, but is a double kill going over to Lesnek. Don't know what's going on. It does appear Lesnek has picked up more of a dominant ADC role. I think is he going to be trying out for ADC next season? What do we think? Sitting at 3-0 on this Ashe support right now. Silas 2 for 1. But now Sejuani is looking in the mid lane. Look for a setup, but there was no setup there just yet. Amumu is going to be doing the dragon here. Tigger will go and assist Damulon. It does not seem like they are very aware of this either. They had no vision on the dragon. So that is going to be a free dragon pickup for Damulon. And that is first dragon going over to Last Time, with the next one being an Infernal. Now, Dracarys and Pendragon looking to freeze the wave, looking to try and make up some of the minions that they've lost, unfortunately. As there are a lot of pings coming out to fight in the top lane. With Single Tracks dropping the control ward, kind of making it look somewhat suspicious. As there is looking for an engage in the top lane. Slow coming out. The Permafrost does land, ulti coming out from the Fiora. But it is rather dangerous. A lot of tanking towers there, as that is going to be... Oh! Ashe coming out in the bot lane onto Pendragon. Pendragon to burn the flash. Only level 3 to the level 6 Ashe. As Ashe will take him down. And then Drakari, and then we see the flash coming in from Zaya under tower, but will fall to the Caitlyn. Sealot trading kill top. It's just action absolutely everywhere. Sealot making the rotations into the top lane. Is able to pick up a kill onto Single Tracks. That is a lot of gold traded, but... Right now, 1,000 gold to Lost Time, and that is 4 kills for this Ashe support. Never thought didn't think I'd be saying that in this cast. We also see Sealot has also fallen a bit behind the CS despite being 3-1. But Single Tracks making the moves in the top lane, really wants to assert that dominance with the sidestep in a bit of the Q's true damage, but he's making it very much a nightmare for Papa Smurfy to do anything in this lane. Like the grass proc plus the Sheen, it just does way too much damage. With bot lane actually being somewhat even in terms of kills, but gold wise, I do believe that it is also somewhat even. Caitlyn making up the kills that they don't have. Well, Caitlyn having the kills, Zai making up with the farm. As the Ashe all coming out, Cleanse coming out from Dracarys. You'll use the 90 caliber net to escape. The Snack is just autoing out here. A lot of damage still. The Swade is only level 4. But we do see Sejuani is hanging around in the bot lane. They do know that the Zaya has ulti. Yeah, so they are going to play it super safe still. Floppy Pancake is not going to opt for the fight here. Actually, now then turns around. See that there's a bit of a push coming out. Level 7 Ashe and a level 4 and 5 Caitlyn. It'd be extremely difficult for them to make a play here. I think it would have to be rely solely on the Sejuani, who's actually not going to be going for the play. Looking to clear out some control wards. Silas not landing the full E. Does land the W. Oh, the Glacier Prison coming out. Does actually miss, unfortunately. Flash coming up from Sejuani, and that is a shutdown going over to Float Pancake as Zaya is looking for Tada onto Caitlyn. We'll pick up the kill there. Pendragon does barely avoid the ultimate as Papa Smurfy is fighting. Just chaos everywhere. Like I can't cause all of it at the same time. See the Talia wall coming in the bot lane. The snack is quite low. And that is not actually, unfortunately, that is going to be another kill going over to this, to Eratiga here. As Floyd Pancake is going to try and look to back out. Taking a lot of damage from this Zaya. And it does not look like he's going to be able to get anything as the snack is now dominating on this Ashe. 6-0 and 3 with the full Ungrul Glaive. Like, is it just Thai support at this point? As a lot of calls coming out, but a lot of mistakes made, unfortunately. I see Damilon took the Herald, is going to be pushing out the top lane with Papa Smurfy there. Just trying to give him a bit more gold, a bit more protection in the lane. But now, less reason for Fiora to leave the lane and more reason for the Fiora to stay. As gold lead has somewhat been accelerated. It is a now 4,000 gold lead in the favor of Lost Time right here. With the Zaya and the Ashe picking up majority of the gold. Ashe going obviously for the full lethality here. Because this is likely to be picking up the Duskblade or the Eclipse. Going to be very dangerous. No, Single Tracks he knows how to play with his food. And more champ farming than minions. Oh, 100%. This is very much a very bloodthirsty game between these two teams. Pendragon is still only level 6. And as well as Caitlyn also sitting only at the level 6 against level 8 Ashe and level 8 Zaya. It is going to be very difficult for them to make a play. Zaya will be rotating with the Amumu. Well, looking to rotate as Amumu is going to be starting up the second dragon. But we also see fights happening in the mid lane between Nixora and Sealord. Does not land the last final Q. But Sejuani is spotted on a ward as Damilon and the Zaya are doing the dragon. And that is going to be 2 dragons going over to Lost Time here. And it will be a Mountain Soul. So at this point you can only imagine what Genesis must be thinking in terms of their game plan. They've got, their bot lane is suffering, has 2 plates fallen. A lot of gold has gone to the Snake and Tigger here. So hopefully, Flowpoint is come out to try and negate it, trying to assist a bit here. Pendragon taking a lot of damage as the Ashe arrow does come out. Pendragon flash, not sure if that was super necessary. As Mad Demolon has made his way into the bot lane, but that is the Snake being godlike, taking on the Sejuani. Feather Storm coming out from the Zaya, tanking tower shots. Likely to fall, will get shut down by the Talia. But then Mad Demolon does return the favor as he takes down the Talia. And that is 7 for 0 Ashe, 4 for 4 for 7 on the Zaya, and 2 for 1 for 3 on this Amumu. As we see Single Tracks dropping the ulti onto the set here. Not able to get the last vital. I said takes the ulti, throws the Fiora out of tower, unfortunately, and then picking up 4 kills. So now gold lead is now 6,000 gold, almost 7,000 in favor of Lost Time. Sitting on this Ashe and sitting on this Zaya, as if we take a look. Ashe sitting at 6,300, Swain only at 3,000. Zaya also at 6,000, okay, only at 4.5. So right now, it is just going to be a freezing farming lane for this AD carry and bot lane duo. While the rest of the team is going to have to look to break proactive plays in order to ensure that they get to the late game. Poppy is yet to still pick up the first item. Looks like he's going to be opting for the Radiant Virtue, with Amumu picking up the Demonic, and is also either looking to build the Proteon or the Radiant Virtue as well. As Pendragon, Nixora, and Single Tracks try to see if they can find something top lane, but nothing will follow through. Dracarys knows he can't really walk up to that way with the Silas there. We'll have to play it safe. Not struggling too hard with the CS, but the never move does connect onto this set. Single Tracks is caught out, just mega CC'd and just could not be saved, as there are 3 members in the top lane and the only person left defending this tower is Floppy Pancake. It is quite low and the poke from the Ashe is just going to be too much to bear, so that will be another tower be going in favor of Lost Time. Never move does not commit. Floppy Pancake is now witnessing absolute thievery in his jungle. Smite did come out from Mad Demilon just to take the Hrump. But yes, this Caitlyn is quite far behind now, 2 levels behind, as they are going to be it's going to be a 3-man tower dive. Ashe ulti is connecting, will be cleansed, but the second move will land using the Gale Force. But unfortunately, Tigger does pick up yet another kill here. Fiora dropping the duel onto the Snack here, will proc the full ultimate, but that is a shutdown going over to Single Tracks on the Fiora. Ulti coming out from the set. Glacial Prison coming out onto the Xayah. Xayah will drop the Feather Storm, but the Feather Storm will not save him, as does get stunned by the Fiora parry. As that is a double kill going to the Fiora. Pendragon dropping the Demonic Ascension, doing a lot of AoE damage. Floppy tanking as much tower as possible, having to burn the flash. Talia now picking up a kill, a shutdown onto the Samumu. So Connor is actually just absolutely smurfing this game. And now that gold lead has been since reduced from 7 to just under 4,000 gold. And I think that gold going to the Fiora is a big deal, as the Ashe arrow does come out. It's going to probably hit someone in the base. Will we see anyone in the base? It did, I believe it hit the Sway in the base. It hit Sway in the base. Yeah, Caitlyn just going to sit the bomb up a Storm. Did pick up another kill. So she is in a healthy spot, but I think this is the time where Genesis and LT are going to be contesting for these dragons. Dragons are quite important now, as it is going to be 1 more off until Soul. I think the last thing that Genesis want is the Soul stacking. So Fiora does not have the teleport, but is going to be pathing mid-side. As you see, Talia does burn the Ghost. Fiora doesn't have the flash, will use the knockback. Xayah does not have Featherstorm. Tigger being a bit out of position there, as that will be the ADC of Lost Time taken down. Big source of their damage is now gone, and does give them more breathing room to pick up this dragon. Now with the Snack and Sea Lord in the mid lane, it does look like they're not going to particularly be fighting for this dragon. We'll be opting to pick up the Herald, as the game will slow down a little bit more. So yeah, looking at them, they are going to be picking up that dragon there, while Amumu is doing his little Raptors, as the rest of his team are going to pick up the Rift Herald. So really, all in all, it is just a trade of objectives here. But Lost Time obviously will gain the benefit of the Rift Herald, able to push out any weight towers that they need to. But at the end of the day, it does slow down the game. They do get to drop the stacking. And in terms of scaling, I very much do believe that the Caitlyn as well as the Fiora do outscale their counterparts if played correctly. But Demilon is yoinking away a blue buff, as Dracarys and Pendragon sitting in the mid lane. Nick Zora gonna sit in the top lane just to try and hold it off as much as possible. Where some emotes coming out between Single Tracks and Sealot. Seems to be a bit of a friendly relationship there, as there will be no stun landed. Papa Snow does land the E onto the Talia, but nothing will come from it. Never Move does also go wide from Pendragon here, as the E finally does connect, but the Fiora battle's just doing too much. Amumu does land the Q. Nick Zora having to burn the flash. Never Move does land, and Glacial Prism also coming out, but that will be the Amumu flash, as a lot of summoners and a lot of ultimates were burned. So Sejuani does not have the ultimate now, and the Amumu does not have the flash. As the root does land, Pendragon having to drop the Demonic Ascension, is looking to possibly land Nemu to keep this going. But taking a lot of damage from the Xayah, as the Demonic Ascension will come to an end. 4 members of Lost Time in the top lane, while Fiora is sitting bot lane, getting plenty of towers, plenty of gold. The Sealord knows he's resetting, and Sealord's going to try and stop it. As we see, there could be a possible fight. Ashe arrow does come out, does land onto Dracarys, but will use the cleanse. Never land onto 2 targets. Papa Snow is tanking tower. Dracarys will take him down. Sealord Unfortunately, Tigger tanking a little bit of too much tower and will die to the ace in the hole from the Caitlyn. Bit of a misplay coming out there. Not expecting Drake to have the cleanse as Mad Devulon is being run down. But there will be no further chase as Sealot is still denying the Fiora back. I think Fiora might be playing with their food just a little bit. But right now, I would say Genesis are... The gold lead has now grown smaller and smaller. It's only about 1,000 gold. And I think once Caitlyn and the Swain pick up this top lane tower, the gold will even out. Up, as you see a disconnect. So I think Papa Smurfy might be having some internet issues. Let's just take a quick look in the chat, everybody. So take a look in the chat. So top and mid are lagging, so they have just paused the game real quick. And Papa Smurfy is going to be restarting his internet. But what do we think so far of this game, everybody? How do we think this game is going?
A summoner has disconnected.
Alright. It's looking like it's a much closer game than I think last time would have wanted, realistically. I think right now the goal lead is too close. They shouldn't be making these kinds of mistakes, especially if the Caitlyn is going to be playing the scaling game and was behind initially. Oh yes, 100%. They're like last time they pushed a little bit too hard, got a little bit too aggressive, looking for too many hard engages. And I think the Genesis have made good use of that. Genesis have made the correct decisions, made the plays, forced out a lot of calls, and a lot of these plays have made only maybe those 80-20 plays where only 20% of the time they work. But for last time, they're losing this. They're taking these big risky plays that they really shouldn't be saying. Yeah. Like, they don't respect the towers, they don't respect the cleanse, they don't respect the possible counter engage. Like, I think the Talia in this team comp is the one that is slept on the most. Like, can deny the Amumu dash in, can deny Sealot dashing in as well. So, I think playing into a Talia is a bit risky, especially if she's built a bit of a lead now. We can take a quick look at the gold. So now Fiora sitting 3,000 gold ahead of the set here. The Amumu sitting about 1,000 gold, 1,200 gold ahead of the Sejuani. The gold in the mid lane, Talia being extremely dominant. Oh no, yes, 100%. They had a 7,000 gold lead earlier. There was like 6,000 to 7,000 gold lead ahead of Genesis, and they just threw it all away. Gave them a bunch of towers and gave them a bunch of shutdowns, and now it's almost dead even. Now, Sealot is behind in gold here. The Talia about 1,500 gold ahead. And then with the Caitlyn has made her small comeback, but is still quite behind in terms of gold. Just about 7,000 to 8,600 to 1,500 gold difference. Ashe quite far ahead, 2,008 to 2,500 gold ahead of the Swain right now. But that is because the Ashe did pick up a lot of the kills in the lane. As we do see the disconnect and the reconnect for the two people that were lagging. Fuck yeah, bro. You're getting angry, bro. Why you have to be mad? It's only game. But as you do see, we are going to getting back into game. It will be a slight delay. One thing I do think is bothering me is the fact that no, but what I want to catch. I want to catch the ball. Oh well, but I guess you're not throwing it to me then. As we see, it is going to be once it's restart, once it gets going. But one thing that's bothering me is the set has one coal stack left. One coal stack. So then we gotta watch that. As you do see the Ashe E coming out, picking up some vision. Ashe R coming out too. But we definitely gotta see the set is going to be picked. It's okay, let's see it. So set is about to finish the finish the call now. Hey, as we see, the coal is now finished, and that is a bit more gold going to the side of last time. So getting this vision around the dragon is going to be crucial, as it's 2 minutes still a long time. But if lost time are losing these dragons and giving the set like the Sejuani and the Fiora a little bit more resistances, they're going to be fighting they're going to be fighting for these dragons. They got to be fighting for these dragons. The resistances are just too valuable. Even on the squishier champions, the resistances are very valuable. Now, with the Set is sitting in the top lane. Sorry, Set is sitting in the top lane. Just gonna be trying to freeze, like, hold the wave there as much as he can. Single Tracks is in the ball lane, side laning against the Set. I mean, the Silas, my goodness. Single Tracks does spot the move for a brief second, but now no Sealot is all alone. Whoa, this Fiora is doing so much damage. This Fiora going in for some really good trades onto Sealot here. Taking a lot of damage. And then we got Nick Zora, who's going to be side laning against this Set here. Now with Papa Smurfy and Papa Pancake also being in the top side. Want to actually look to start the Baron, actually. So that is going to be 4 members starting the Baron. The Fiora is in the bot lane. And they do know that there are 2 members bot lane as well, with the Fiora going ham for the connect. Does get the kill onto the Snack here. As Glacier Prism coming out onto the set here. Papa Smurfy is taken down. Demonic Ascension drawing from Pendragon. But from what we're seeing here, it is going to be the Dragon going out for Genesis as a big error from last time. As the Permafrost coming out onto Damulon here, kiting out this Amumu. And that is going to be Baron actually picked up by Genesis. And now that they are ahead, Caitlyn having to kite things out does dodge the Silas E. Bye-bye 2k points. So Fly Pancake is going for a very hard engage onto this Zaya here. And does a lot of damage as well. Ash Arrow coming out, tanks it for the Caitlyn. The Caitlyn doesn't burn the flash. Feather Storm actually coming out for Tigger. Ace in the hole coming out onto this Zaya, and that will be a kill going over to the Caitlyn as their TP's Demonic Ascension stolen by Sealot, and he will be using it on the Silas here. Single Tracks does come in to say they does take down Sealot. Set dropping in the ulti. Massive W flash from Papa Smurfy. But that is unfortunately going to be a 3 for 1 favoring Genesis right now. And they are going to pick up their second dragon of the game. Dude, Talia really knows how to make an entrance, eh? Talia, as I said, like, this is the one thing you shouldn't be sleeping on, is do not sleep on this Talia pick. As much as the Fiora is doing a lot of damage, this Talia can deny a lot of the engage from last time. And I see the Zai also did not opt for the Gale Force, very much still opted for the Kraken Slayer instead to deal with the tanks. And going for the Gale Force into Talia is kind of like giving another dash, and giving another form of point to be crowd control. So excellent team play coming out from the side of Genesis. Able to make a play. Swain has since picked it up a bit, is now even with Lesnekia, but we do see Nick Zora is farthing his way mid. The Ash Arrow coming out onto him here, and just to deny any further engage. Talia wall does seem to be the point of engage for them, denying a lot of vision. Now Sejuani is looking for some invades. Vision is spotted. But Damulon and Papa Smurfy are in the top lane. As Fiora has got absolute mad guts going in for the fight. They said Sejuani is there too. Will land the Glacial Prison onto Damulon. Damulon having to burn the flash. And that is ultis. That is 2 ultis lost for Genesis here. Asenhole stolen by Silas and used on the Caitlyn. Ash Arrow coming out to Caitlyn. Caitlyn having to burn the cleanse. Really good cleanse coming out from Dracarys. Genesis looking like they know who's boss, looking like they mean business. Sejuani being the brutal frontline tank that the team needs. Swain looking for the hard engage with the never move. Talia doing a lot of damage and good zoning. But I think right now they're playing into their hands of last time, and this is very much last time's game to lose here. As Amumu is looking for something, does spot the Sejuani. But we do see the set is going for a fight onto Single Tracks. There will be no further engages there as Sejuani does get a little too close for comfort, as that is still 4 members of Lost Time. Ash arrow coming out in the mid lane will not connect. And, well, actually will connect, but nothing will become of it. As, Talia looking for the engage. Massive Talia wall coming out. The Snake is a lot of danger here. Wall coming out. Ultimate coming out from Sealord, stealing the Demonic Ascension. Dracarius has to desperately trying to cut it out. We get the flash coming in from Sealord. Flow pointing, just trying to keep his mid laner alive. Single Tracks has made his way there since, but kiting it out. A lot of damage coming out there. Sealord barely living on very minuscule HP as Fiora has made her way there. But that will be a 2-for-1, favoring Lost Time. Playing it very smart, very calm and collected. But yeah, Nixora looking goated this series on this Talia. That was a very well-placed Talia. Well, none of the summoners were up on any of these members. The Lisnek had just gotten his flash up. So, I think the way which Genesis are playing these team fights are absolutely superb. And I think they need to make more utilization of the Talia. Now, with the gold lead being dead even, well, not dead even, about 500 gold difference, so basically nothing. 2 dragons apiece, 24 kills to 24 kills. It is a very tight game between these two teams. Now, with Sealord opting for the Zhonya second item, that is a defensive route. Ash arrow coming out onto Dracarius. It does land, but there will be no engage onto it. So that is Ash arrow down. We got Dragon coming up in a minute and 13. Fiora has the TP, but will likely stay into the side lane. While Sejuani looks to find some vision. As they will pick up Les Scooter. Control ward on the Dragon for Lost Time here. They are doing some early prep. Want to start stacking this Dragon. Want to pick up that 1 extra advantage. But right now, we see Genesis also making their way into the Dragon Pit. Looking for a way in. Talia does have the wall, does have the Weaver's Wall available. Is going to be looking to catch out these members of Lost Time out of vision. But the thing with that, Lisnek and Tega do both have flash available. So can't really close them off there. Swain looking for the never move, does not land. But there will be a ward that will spot for the members over the wall. Damien looking for the Q. Do see the Caitlyn Q does land the ult. He coasts that moment onto the backline. Dracarius burning the flash. Pendragon burning the Demonic Ascension. Massive Fiora ulti coming out. Talia still making his way into the back line. The Featherstorm coming out from Zaya to dodge the knock up to Weaver's Wall coming out. Trapping Lost Time in their jungle. Massive pullback from the feathers from the Zaya. Sealord in the back line, taking down Pendragon, taking down Float Pancake. But that will actually be another trade kill going up to him as the Ghost coming out from Nixora. The Snake is in a lot of danger. He is the last standing member of Lost Time. Flash is burned. But we do see it is probably going to be too late. As actually gets out with his life. Does have to burn the flash. The barrier is available. Ash throwing the ulti just at the pit. Does hit the Talia. But that is a 4-for-2 favoring the side of Genesis right now. Genesis looking very good, very healthy. And picking up their 3rd dragon again. That is 3 mountain dragons. With a team that has a Sejuani. And a Fiora as well. We've got a lot of armor. Kind of going to be negating this ADC's damage. Like I think now if we take a look at Float Pancake right now with the Sejuani. Does have 395 armor. And 350 magic resist. He is the beefiest of the beef. That man is a chunky boy. And we see even if we take a look at the other members here, so we do see Fiora also 232 armor, 113 MR. We got the Talia 109 armor and 72 MR. With actually no form of resistance items, so that is quite high. Caitlyn with 115 armor, also no resistance items. And Swain 111 with no resistance items. So this 3 Mount Dragons are going to be very useful to Genesis in terms of pushing the wave and in terms of sustaining in these team fights. They do know that Sealord is bot. They don't know where the Papa Smurfy is. But so there is going to still be 4 members on the Baron, as that is what Genesis are aiming for. But definitely a very scary position to be in when you're on lost time. Setting 3,000 gold deficit. Like, I know the Fiora with the disrespect, I think that's kind of disrespect that's almost earned. Like, to think last time we're about 7,000 gold ahead at one point. And okay, ADC lagging, sorry, ADC lagged out, lagging. Alright, so it does seem that Dracarys is lagging just a tiny bit. Taking a look at the gold, the Caitlyn is still about 3,000 gold behind. Fiora is 5,000 gold ahead. Gold in the jungle is fairly even. 3,000 gold lead for the Talia. And support is still about 1,200 gold difference. So yeah, I think the gold is where it needs to be. Gold is on the Talia, gold is on the Fiora. And the Sejuani is just there being the meat shield that she was born and raised to be. As you see, the unpause does come out. We get the all clear from Dracarys, as he was the one suffering with the net problems, unfortunately. Still a pause, still waiting for stuff to happen, I guess. How about that airline food? Not good airline food? Oh, good to hear. Waiting for the delay to finish. Just look at some. Okay, the delay has now done. The Mumu has picked up 3 items. Does have the Sunfire, Proteon, and the Demonic Embrace, with the Sejuani picking up the Radiant Virtue, Force of Nature, as well as the Sunfire. Looking to build towards either a Randuin's or a Frozen Heart. But okay, Damilon will get spotted. Will get sidestep the Q. Very good sidestep coming out from Floppy there. Fiora is sitting in the side lane, still being an absolute nuisance, as Genesis are looking to start this Baron. Gonna need to make a decision, as this Fiora can't just sit in the side lane. It's keeping Sealord busy. But yeah, the absolute disrespect coming out from Single Tracks. Just takes the tower. Does drop the ulti onto Sealord here. But that is a lot of members. Oh my goodness, this Fiora is just going absolutely ham. Instead of dropping the ulti, throwing the Fiora away. But this Fiora is absolutely goated, taking down some people as well, dealing with 3 people. Demion goes for the steal, and it steals the Baron. That is a massive steal coming out from Demion, but will lose his life there. This is absolutely absurd, as that is actually a Baron steal for lost time. Oh, we see potential best top in SA right here. Yeah, straight. That Fiora is doing way too much work. I mean, absolutely showing no respect for the Silas while taking that tower, and then proceeds to still kill him afterwards. So, very scary, but the people that do have the Baron, I do believe it is the Xayah. So if we take a look, the Xayah does have the Baron. The Ashe does have the Baron. Okay, I need to make sure that doesn't do that again. So Ashe has the Baron, Xayah has the Baron. I'm not sure I don't think the Silas has the Baron, unfortunately. It is mainly going to be on the ADCs and possibly the top laner. I think the top laner does have it, if we can take a look. Nope. Okay, Set has. So Set, the Xayah, and the Ashe all have the Baron. I'm going to be looking to sit in side lanes, try and push them out, utilize this Baron push. But I'm not in a very accurate position to fight yet, as the stun coming out onto Pendragon. A bit of damage coming out from Silas, but no engage. And Ashe Arrow 24-second cooldown seems kind of balanced. So this is going to be the big fight for Genesis. The Dragon coming up in just under a minute now. They want to look to get a pick, get a catch, find someone out. Weaver's Wall is coming out. Nick Zora cutting off the Silas as the Gation Prism does land, and that is Sealord falling to Nick Zora. Nick Zora becoming unstoppable now. Swain looking for the E, does land, the Never move onto the Set. Massive haymaker coming up from the Set. Does try and use the ultimate of Mettlestate Samu coming onto the front line of Genesis. But it does look like they are not winning this. This is very much not going their way, as the Talia lands the burst, killing in the shutdown onto the Xayah. But that is now a double kill going over to this Ashe. Now Floppy Pancake quite low as well as the Nick Zora, but they do spot the Amumu here. Amumu having to burn the flash over the wall, but this Sejuani will chase. As that is going to be a kill going into Floppy Pancake, taking down the Amumu. Ashe ulti coming out, but not going to do too much damage. Not a lot of AP, so that's not going to do too much. Ashe is there, does do a lot of poke. So, but I think they really want to get this dragon. They really want to utilize this item as they do go ham onto this Ashe. Ashe having to burn the flash, is trying to cut it out the best she can. A lot of damage coming out from Natalia and will one-shot the Ashe. But now Sealard has TP'd into the dragon to continue, as well as Papa Smurfy, who are going to take TP onto the dragon as well. The only person left alive to try and steal this dragon is this Swain. Will use the W, but we do see a TP coming in from single tracks here onto Sealard, onto Papa Smurfy. So desperately trying to get him out of the pit. But that is actually Red Team will pick up the dragon, will make it even 3-for-3 single tracks, taking a lot of damage. Will use the parry, will parry that damage from the Silas. Silas having to burn the flash. Sealard still using the demonic ascension, but Fiora will take him down. Papa Smurf does not have the haymaker up. Well, now does have the haymaker up and will be a double kill to this Fiora. Flash coming out from single tracks onto the Xayah. Xayah is surrounded by 3 members. Massive pullback from the Xayah. So there is now going to be 1-for-1 between Xayah and Fiora. As this game could not be any more intense, guys. It is 2,000 gold between these two teams. That is all that's separating them. Both have 3 dragons. Baron is up in 2 minutes. These next 2 to 3 fights will be the most crucial for Genesis and the most crucial for Lost Time. Ashe Era coming out, does land onto the Caitlyn. The Caitlyn does not have the cleanse, does get caught out. Talia does use the Weaver's Wall just to try and see if he can maybe assist, but that is unfortunately a dead Caitlyn. Getting a bit out of position. So unfortunately that is not going to be going into Genesis' favor. Yeah, but the way it was looking, 36 minutes in the game, the next 2 team fights could be the deciding factors on who wins this game. Pancake yoinking a red buff from the Amumu, and then Talia yoinking the Krug, so must be a very sad mummy, to say the least. So, in terms of damage and items, Fiora is full build. Fiora has 5 items, has a GA. You also see the Talia is looking to pick up the Rabadons, is not too far off it. And then we got this Caitlyn who is sitting on 3.5 items, looking to build towards the lower Dominix. Swain picking up the Rylai's paired with the Leandries, but the next fight is very much the decider between these two teams. Ashe does land, does hit the Sejuani, not the target you want to be hitting. You do definitely not want to be hitting this 380 armor and 360 magic resist Sejuani. Very tanky, very scary. And possibly the best possible engage that Genesis has to offer. They are going to be venturing through the top side jungle here. Ashe Arrow does come out, does land onto Caitlyn. Caitlyn does have the cleanse if necessary. Yeah, but one thing you gotta remember, Nino, is that the reason why the Ashe's vision score is so high is because she's got the cheat codes. She's got the Umbral Glaive, she's got the Zombie Ward, so it's very easy to pick up good vision with that. And see, she did initially have the Dusk Blade, but since sold it and picked up the Imperial Mandate instead, decided to be more of a team player. Single Tracks sitting in the base of Lost Time, just taking the inhib very casually. Gonna be fighting for this, as there is fights, as the Single Tracks has been doing a lot in the... I think this Cavitai score is gonna vanish. I think it could be. I mean, the more vision this Ashe gets, the easier it's gonna be. As Dracarys and Flypunking are looking to start up this Baron. That is 4 members available. Ashe Era coming out will go wide. We'll hit one. Featherstorm also coming out from Tigger. That is a very big cooldown for this Xayah. But they are going to opt to continue. The ulti coming out. Nick Zora lands the Flash E. And that is a dead Xayah. That is a back from the Ashe as Fiora is just looking to end the game. Well, Red Team steals the Baron again. Demulon stealing the Baron from Genesis, but at what cost? Will fall, and that is 3 members of Lost Time dead. That is a Fiora who is sitting in, that is a Fiora sitting in the top lane. Just doing way too much damage. This Fiora is an absolute nightmare for this last time team. This Fiora has just been sitting in the base 1v3ing. There'll be inhibs falling, towers falling, Baroned up minions just not doing enough to defend. Ash Oro coming out, hitting the Sejuani. Silas does steal the demonic extension, looks for a possible engage, goes golden, but I think it is too late. As Caitlyn and Sejuani are looking to end the game, and that is going to be game 1 to the side of Genesis. As that was a massive game going over to the side of Genesis, going to picking up the first game in the series. Who would have thought that? I mean, a lot of points going on to the respective members. So predictions, everybody. Let's see what the predictions. Let's see who were the goated ones. Who won, who lost. So there was a 39% chance that last time we're gonna win. I mean, last time we're gonna lose. So whoever bet on Genesis, you just got a lot of points, my man. So there's a lot of points going over to the side, people who voted for Genesis, so they will take the crown in the first game. And now we should hopefully be getting ready for a second game. As that is some close League of Legends coming up from these two teams. You wouldn't even have expected it from these peeps. Oh wow. Thanks. Oh no, you're so rude. And this is my mod right here. I don't know why he's being rude to me. I'm talking to C-Lord and Papa Smurfy. Alright. Now we're just waiting for Pendragon to move over. So we can probably get the second game going. What is Unique doing? He's in the ranked games. I think Ash hit 150. Well, let's actually take a look quickly while we're here. Let's quickly take a look at the game. So let's go to. Yeah, I'm gonna take a look quickly so we can kind of get confirmation. So stats, vision. So Ash had 134 vision score by the end of that game. So I don't know if that beats your record, Caps, but that's just what the Ash ended on at the end of this game. It's quite high. That is like ridiculous. What the hell? Oh my goodness. So the snack takes the record from Cappy, unfortunately. So I'll just break it again, don't stress. I mean, you're gonna love the competition. You and Armand are gonna be competing constantly for this milestone. Cappy, you still have it, you got better vision score per minute. Oh, okay. If that's how it works, then it should be fine. But are we going to be getting into game, or am I allowed to play some music for the boys? So I think we got to play Rise, because this is a team that are rising from the ashes. This is a team that has asserted their dominance. Hey yo, let's go. I'm top. My vision score. Oh, hot indeed. So now, let's get them. Okay, so we are gonna get the predictions out now here. I will make it a 10. You will have 10 minutes to predict. So, Cappy, please don't forget to do this one. Like, I know you've been really wanting, so I will give you 10 minutes. You will have 10 minutes to do your prediction. I know you're finally in. That's why I'm doing it. Alright. Alright. So we are heading into the second champ select, as that Fiora is going to be taken away. Very expected. Fiora was an absolute nightmare. Well, this is why you gotta vote for Genesis, hey? Because Genesis took first game, so that is going to be Papa Smurfy being the charge of the bans. Does not want the Fiora, does not want the Echo. That Maokai will be taken away as well. Caitlyn being taken away. Do not want to give that to Ty. And finally, the Lilia will be banned as well. And then the Ezreal. Nah, last time won't lose 2 games. You have little faith, Caps. You have little faith in Floppy and the boys. As we see, the first pick is going to be the Zac, taking the Zac away from Floppy Pancake. But yeah, the Talia has been left open. I think this is a mistake. I think it's... The Talia could be taken up here. It was a very critical pick for Genesis in making their plays and cutting off last time. So, wouldn't be surprised if they do lock in their mid-jungle duo here. So, it will be the Twitch coming out for Dracarys. Has been practicing this quite a bit. They've been doing very well. Have had the courtesy of being the support while he plays it too. Very deadly, very dangerous. Don't want to give him any free breathing room in this matchup. He can just walk away with the lead. Even if he picks up 1 or 2 kills, he walks away with his lead on this Twitch. As that will be another Swain hover and a Swain pick coming out. I think this is majority of the time the Swain is being picked up also to take it away from Sealord. As Aphelios is now hovered once again. Is there going to be Aphelios? Are we going to see it? As we actually are not. It is going to be the Jinx pickup for Eritiga, yeah? So like the first game, the Swain was picked to take away from Sealord, but was given to Pendragon. And with the lead in the beginning, unfortunately, with the lead that they had over the Swain, Swain wasn't able to do much in the early game, but did scale very well into the mid game. As that is going to be a Lulu coming up from the snack, going for this heavy hyper carry bot lane. Going to be utilizing and playing through Sealord and playing through Tiga and playing through the snack. As Single Tracks does get the Camille. And then the Jax is now banned away. But I think what they might not realize is this could possibly be the Zac in the top lane. Could we see a Zac top lane? Could it be a Zac mid even? Zac has been all over the place, and I do not think it's very healthy for the game, unfortunately. So, ban-wise, obviously taking Jax away from Papa Smurfy if he intends to play it. But then the Talia actually does not make it through. So the Talia does get banned away. Which kind of does make sense. You do not want the same thing in the first game. Which skin shows his skin? Which skin shows his skin? Oh, I see what you mean now, Nino. So don't want the Talia for Nixora. He's gonna have to pull something else out of the Champion Ocean, and then the Kassadin taken away from Sealord. And final ban. Likely to be targeted to the jungle once again. As actually it is the Akshan taken away from Nixora in the mid lane. So could we see the infamous Kiana from Nixora here? With he not having the Talia, not having the Akshan, as Kane being hovered for Floppy Pancake. Nope, it is actually going to be the Wukong pickup for him. One of his personal favorite champions before the jungle meta changed. And now with the jungle meta favoring Wukong, Very curious to see how it goes for him. Very good engage, very good easy access into the backline with the Invis Cyclone. But let's just see what Lost Time are going to be picking to counteract this top lane. Are they going to be putting Baba Smurfy on the weak side, or are they going to give him a counter? As the Azir is now going to be locked in for Sealord. Love to see Josh's Sealord. Has played it in multiple Pro Division semifinals and finals games. Has really shown his prowess on such a champion, especially on such high ping. And then it was going to be the Mumu Hover. Very sure that is a Zac top lane now, if the Mumu is still being hovered. So with the Mumu lock in, that is going to be the Zac top lane into the Camille. And now lastly is the mid lane pick, saving the best for last. What are we, as we see, are we going to see it for one of the first times in Genesis' history, in a lot of Nixora's history? Are we going to be getting the Kiana? No! Give us, we wanted the Kiana! No! But we do see the Syndra lock in for Nixora in the mid lane. Unfortunately, no Kiana here. I was very hoping that we would get the Kiana, but yeah, I also wouldn't. But you always gotta hope with Nixora. Whenever his Kiana's up, he always wants to play in it. But with single track getting Camille, it's this is gonna be a scary one for Zac. Gotta hope that Zac knows what he's doing. Connor, fuck off! You're making me lose points. So team comp wise, I want to say both are very well structured, but with this team, with the Amumu pairing up with the Azir here, and then the Zac in the top lane, Jinx and Lulu can kind of just kite it back. They have a lot of peel from their team to stay alive. The Camille, Wukong got a lot of good engage though. Despite that, can use the Hextech Ultimatum to get onto that Jinx very easily. Wukong can usually use the EW into the Cyclone. Then Syndra Scatter the Weak. A lot of potential on the side of Genesis to take this game. But I think right now, in terms of a team comp, Lost Time have a better team fight. So I think let's go take a look at single tracks on this Camille, as he does talk a lot about it. This year, he's got a 58% win rate, 26 games, 2.26 KDA. But last season, 56% win rate, 34 games, at a 1.98 KDA. So not as high as he is wishing that he could do, but I guess it's there. And damage-wise, they are like kind of lacking. Like if this Jinx and Azir die, it's very hard for them to do any damage. Where every member of Genesis has damage. They have the capability of doing damage. Where Zac and Amumu are gonna just be the tanks and will be easy to kite out. Oh gosh, excuse me. But yeah, I want to agree with the damage bit, and they know who their focus needs to be. They just Lost Time have made it very easy for Genesis to pick out a target, as it's just gonna be Jinx or the Azir. Scatter the Weak lands on the Jinx, or Scatter the Weak lands onto the Azir. That is a very much 100-0 if his team is able to follow up on that. Alright guys, votes are going to be coming to an end soon, but be sure to get your points in. Be sure to back the boys. Be sure to see what these teams can do. Who will be taking the dub? Who will be taking the series? Will this be going to game 3, or will Genesis look to make the clean sweep over Lost Time? Oh, that is even scarier. Like, I think Azir, Shurima shuffle, they get all under tower, Zac lands a knock up into a massive Lulu ulti, and then the Mumu dropping the Curse of the Sad Mummy. Like, all it takes is one good AoE and Lost Time win. Like, the team fights very easily. But in the end of the day, like, they might lack the damage, but they do have a very, very good team fight engage. A very good pick potential with the Amumu Bandage Toss, as well as the Zac Leap. And even the Shurima Shuffle, pretty good. The Camille, good making picks, especially with the Ultimatum. Twitch can be very sneaky, can play around Vision very easily. if able to get resets, can use the Q, can use the resets, can pick up that extra attack speed. So I think right now they even taking the Lulu maybe to prevent there being a Twitch Lulu bot, which might have been the play that they went for there, as we are going to be hopping into game 2 now. Alright, points are in, everybody. 10 minutes are up. Hope you were able to put the points on the right, peeps. As we take a look at the masteries real quick once they appear on the stream. But we got some 6 skins coming out here. So we got Strike Commander Camille. Oh, never mind, we're in game. We're in game. We never get to look at skins. We never get to look at skins. Can someone just have like a potato PC for like 5 minutes, please? Alright. So we are into game 2 of this series between Lost Time and Genesis. Genesis looking to make a statement, looking to take down Lost Time, where Lost Time here are defending their titles.
To Summoner's Rift.
Thank you so much for the follow, Cam. Lovely to have you here. Good to see you backing the boys. Unfortunately, we did not see Nick Zora on the Kiana. Did opt for the Syndra rather, which I feel like is a much better pick. And I think Kiana into that team would have been extremely difficult to play. But yeah, we got some 6 skins. We got Underworld Wukong. We got Labrat Twitch, as Dracarys calls it. But I know it's Omega Squad Twitch. We calls it Labrat Twitch. We got Sealod and they spot Demulon walking over and dropping a ward. So they know that there's vision. Very good proactive warding coming out here from Genesis. Dragon rocking the Dragon Master Swain. Camille with the Strike Commander Camille, obviously. Very, very good looking skin. And then we got Zac in the top lane. Running defaults. We got Amumu with the pumpkin head Amumu. We got Azir with the new World's Azir skin. Then we see the Jinx is going to be rocking. I believe that is the Star Guardian Jinx with the Chroma, and then the Dragon Trainer Lulu in the bot lane. But yeah, they faked a leash. They tried to fake a leash, but they do know that Demulon's started upside with the ward being spotted. Twitch with an aggressive laner can be quite overpowered, but Twitch does generally prefer the enchanters or the heavy engaged tanks. But I think with enough experimentation, this Twitch will be very useful again with this swing. Now, Single Tracks does pick up the first level over Papa Smurfy, and will have the upper hand. We'll get the better trades. Dracarys and Pendragon only just taking over level 2 now, with Syndra and the Azir looking to make some trades between one another, with Azir coming out on top as a first strike enjoyer. I like this mid lane. Connor is such a dous. Yeah, he's the top laner you don't like playing against. He makes sure that you do not enjoy your lane, as he does land the hook shot, does get the grass stacks, does not get the true damage proc, but is making sure Papa Smurfy does not have a very comfortable lane. Now, in terms of gank potential, the Wukong has a fairly good set of gank potential, but does not have any hard crowd control, so we'll be relying on his team for that. Where the Amumu does have the bandage toss available, does have a CC, can set a good gank up for his team. So looks like we might only see we won't see too much prior for ganks from this Wukong, at least not until ults have been acquired, till summons have been burned. One thing I have to say is that Azir skin is absolutely amazing. The Amumu is looking mid lane, but Wukong is sitting in the top lane brush. Both top laners looking for ganks in their respective positions, with the Amumu in the mid lane. Alright, so now we can actually play around with the vision there. So, I didn't realize we could play around the vision. Oh wow, okay. As right now, Listenek And they're trying to bait out the Twitch and the Swain. The Mumu is there, is looking for a Q over the wall. Twitch walking a little too close, a little too far. The Mumu looking for the engage. Bandage toss does go wide, but they are going to try and walk it out. Polymorph coming out here, but a lot of damage traded out onto that Lulu, as Lulu's going to have to burn the heal. So, it's very dark for red side here. And for blue side, they've got plenty of vision in the river, but Papa Smurfy is taking a brunt of this damage. Twitch falling behind a little bit in CS. Wukong is in the bot side jungle. Is possibly looking for a play here. As they did look like there was an engage from Papa Smurfy there, just trying to get some damage off, but is not having a good time into this Camille. I think that was maybe a mistake on last time's part as letting this Camille through. But Twitch and Swain now being slightly more dominant. Do have the push, do have the levels to pick with more damage. So now Swain having a full combo can probably do quite a bit of damage to the jungle if the never move does connect. But Tricari's gonna use the invis. Gonna go and scout around for some wards. But Sealot and Exora just trading out one for one, just picking up stacks. We can't even see who has the most first strike gold. Like, I wish I could see that. The Lulu does E onto the minion, tries to get some poke off onto the Twitch, but nothing will come out of it. Particularly with Nick Zora now, does have the level 6 just before the Azir, but Damilon is sitting mid. Shurima Shuffle coming out does throw Nick Zora into the bandage toss, but the very good flash from Nick Zora, flashing into the jungler, going to his jungler. Can be a bit more safe now. Damilon is spotted. Scatter the Weak does land. They're gonna have to chase after Nick Zora. Damilon is walking into the bush. Does drop the control ward as Wukong coming in, but the bandage toss landing onto Pancake, taking a lot of damage here. Actually gonna have to burn the flash. Mumu have flash over the wall and will pick up first blood there onto Damilon. He needs to be patient with his mana and poke. Syndra has no damage without items. That's very true, but as you said last time, I'm not one to fall from a fight, especially after losing the first game. If it does go to game 3, I would very much would ask nicely if anyone in chat could come co-cast with me. Because the vocal cords do get tired, do run out of things to say. So if anyone would be interested to come pop in, just drop me a message on Discord. Oh yeah, you're here, Armin. You'll be able to join me for game 3. Alright, you could if it goes game 3, you can join for game 3 because that's when my brain is gonna completely be mush. Now, Papa Smurfy gonna be playing from behind once again. Not looking very dominant. This Camille has all your lane pressure. I'm actually before game 2 already. My Discord is on bloody streamer mode, so I don't see the messages. So I will pop in the casting room when I can, but yeah. So no action. Looks like they just want to scale. The Mumu and the bot lane are going to be looking to pick up the first dragon here. Sealot and the Snake assisting Damilon here. And it's likely going to be the first dragon going over to last time here. It will be the mountain dragon first, so we're not getting the mountain of soul. As single tracks catching up over Smurfy, doing a lot of true damage there. And I think it's all too much. Papa Smurfy just can't really contest against this. As gold is still even, only about 300 gold separating these two teams just before 10 minutes. Single tracks going in for the good engage. A lot of damage coming on Papa Smurfy. Not going to look for a dive onto the Zac, which is, I would say, is fairly optimal. Up as the Hex Ultimatum coming out from Papa Smurfy here. Ignite coming out onto him too, but Single Track's taking a lot of damage. Minions also doing a lot of damage too, so he's going to try and update the kill, but Wukong. Up, Jinx Rocket does come out. Zac does have the leap available. Will not continue the chase in the top lane. Wukong will back away from the fight in the Mumu. But Twitch and Pendragon have all just hit level 6. Lulu is still level 5. Flash never move coming out. Does get flashed away by Eratiga. Ignite coming out from Eretiga too, but Polymorph onto Pendragon. Nevermove does commit. Twitch Lance W does drop the spray and pray. Does get the full stacks. Does have the flash. Goes to flash. Pick gets up the kill onto there. Dracarys picking up the kill, and that is likely going to be a dead Lulu as well. Does have the flash. But right now there is no place for this Lulu to go, and that is a double kill for this Twitch. What even is that emote, Cam? I don't even know what that emote is. Spears, huh? is this... Oh, damn. As we do see, 2 kills went to this Twitch in the ball lane, which is not what you want to see. As we have mentioned, Dracarys is very well renounced. Hey! Thank you so much, thank you so much for the prime. As you see, there's a Shurima Shell coming out to Nick Zora. Demulon does miss the bandage toss. Sealard also going to be following up. Nick Zora does not have the flash and will fall. But thank you so much for the prime, Eric Cappy. I don't know what else to say. My brain is switching off, but very grateful, greatly appreciated. As you do see, Demulon is making his way top lane, take down single track. Single track is not running the flash. Hook shot is available. Will get away. Demulon is going to have to look for a Q through the minions, and will pick up a kill onto single tracks as he is now on a killing spree. That is now a very strong Amumu. But also, the Wukong looking to do something bot lane. There is a control ward in the bot lane bush, so we'll spot him out very easily. The Zac came in clutch there, to be honest. I think it was very unfortunate that the Fiora was not able to get the Camille was not able to get the auto off, but right now, Pendragon and Dracarys looking very aggressive, looking very strong in this bot lane right now. But Wukong will be spotted. Wukong will be spotted. They do know he's there. He crossed over a ward when he went into that first bush, so Jinx and Lulu will not be pushing forward. They know he is there. There's Nick Zora and Sealard just going to keep on looking for trades. Nick Zora high in the CS. But now we see Wukong dropping the Rift Herald in the bot lane. That is going to be 4 members now rotating. Nick Zora does not have the teleport available. And I think that is as much as Genesis are going to settle for right now, as the 4 members were looking to rotate, but will not get anything there. Air move does land onto the Lulu, but still nothing there. Twitch is sitting on a bit of gold, 1,300, 1,035. Does probably have a balk in base. Will look to reset, but ooh, big damage coming out from the Camille on top of Smoke, but trading out nicely with the grasp. Oof, love how close these games are. 3-0 for ones in Genesis. I can't imagine that they like that too much, as the Divine Sundra is now picked up for the Wukong. Sunfire Cape is also now picked up for the Amumu. Full balk for Twitch. And I believe the Swain is going to be looking for the Leon once again. Big trades coming out from single tracks. Walks away. Does have the hook shot available. Big damage over onto Papa Smurfy. Multiple members of Genesis are looking to try and compete for this dragon here. You got to be very careful with these fights. Wukong does have a full Mythic, and Twitch does have a full Blade of the Rune King. So, very convinced that they are going to be looking to fight. They do have a control ward onto the dragon as well. Mad Demulon is looking in the river. Wukong does try and spot the Jinx. Will clear out some vision. Now, Demulon is clearing the dragon. Dracarys and Flypunk are going in. Does have the Cyclone available. Cyclone does drop the Stray and Prey. But another Cyclone coming out. Flash coming out from Demulon there. But does flash directly into the Snack there. Jinx will come out. Sealard will drop the 5-man Shurima Shuffle. Wukong using the dash over. Dracarys picking up the Azir kill. Is on a killing spree now. As that is 1,000 gold lead for Genesis right now. Papa Smurfy picking up the solo kill. Actually, that is actually... What is that? Papa Smurfy picking up the solo kill onto Camille in the top lane. Maybe it was a misplay, but very well played over to the Zac. right now, second dragon of the game, but will be first dragon for Genesis right now. Twitch 3-0, but their movement was at 3-0. Looking to spot people out, but no one will be caught out. Tower plating has fallen, so it's going to be very easy to pick up the first tower here. We have reached just over 14 minutes. Papa Zach is just stupid, super comfy pick. Well, I mean, I think that's what they needed to make sure that he was on. I think they need to make sure Papa Smurfy's on something he's comfortable on, because then he can make plays without needing to worry that he is going to be counterpicked. As Dracarys and Pendragon could look to pick up this tower, but Tigger and Lesnek are not giving up without a fight. Twitch still using the invis. Big autos coming out onto Lesnek there. The traps do not land. Never move. Also does not connect either. Oh, big flash coming out from Era Tigger there. Twitch, Lulu ulti coming out, just saving the day there. Twitch did use the poison pat pull. Does go for the flash kill, but that will be a shutdown going over to the Jinx. As Wukong was looking for an engage onto this Amumu, but right now that is 2 kills over to the Jinx. And now Genesis are back to where they started. I'm not sure. We're not sure why he flashed. Maybe because he tried to get the last auto off, but I don't know how it would have made a benefit. But that will be first tower going over to Tigger and Snack in the vault lane here. As Damilon will be there to back them up. But they are going to just let the tower die so more minions can die, denying Dracarys. Like, just flash away and try to get full stack E. I think he already used the poison. That's what I think what happened. He used the poison already. Not sure why he flashed, so very unfortunate flash coming out from Dracarys here. But there are multiple members doing the Rift Herald for Genesis here. Wukong and Nixora doing it very easily, very comfortably. Looking to open up at least one of the towers while Camille gets out the top tower. See, they could try and use the crack open mid as the Twitch is going to be pushing out bot now. Does have the full attack speed boost, has the pickaxe, is probably going to be picking up the Kraken Slayer or the Gale Force, depending. I would imagine he would probably opt for the Gale Force this game, trying to deal with this Mumu, trying to deal with his Azir, and trying to deal with his Jinx. It would make more sense, as the Mumu bandage toss does not land onto the minions, and gives enough warning to the Twitch to run away. We do see a double Divine Sundra coming out for the Camille and the Wukong. Gonna be able to shred through those tags a little bit more. Scatter weak landing onto them, you're not doing too much. But also Azir is gonna start doing a lot of damage as the game does progress. Wukong is now sitting in the top lane here. He was not spotted, there was no vision. If I remember correctly, they have no vision of where this Wukong is. They do want to pick up this tower. They do want to try and get that shutdown on that Jinx. Try and get a shutdown on the Amumu, but we'll actually drop the Rift Herald as Zac is going to be holding the line against this Twitch and against this Swain. But it does look like I'm going to give it up. Hexen Edgemon does come out. TP is coming out as well. But Jinx does get ulted by Camille as that is a massive true damage crit. Seelah taking a lot of damage from the Wukong. The ulti having coming out from the Azir, but Flash will also be burned. Nixora in a very dangerous situation here. 3 members of Lost Time on him will drop the ulti onto Papa Smurfy. Papa Smurfy will not fall. Single track desperately trying to do as much damage as possible. Wukong there as well. Wukong does not have the Cyclone. Pendragon dropping the Demonic Ascension. Curse of Samo coming out for Demilon. But Twitch just sat in the backline picking up a lot of kills here. Will he pick up the triple? Is kiting it out, but Papa Smurfy will take down Dracarys. As that is a triple kill going out for the Zac. Mad damage coming out from Papa Smurfy and absolute amazing plays coming out from him. That's Zac, yeah. Thanks for the win. Well, thanks by the way, yeah. I thought you said for the win, but hopefully they're not going to be too much of an issue. I mean, I think the Twitch opting for the bulk early was really good with the double Divine Sunder. It should be fairly easy to deal with the Zac, but at the same time, without any anti-heal, the Zac is just going to be able to run through their team. Tank's supposed to do damage. Big true, big true. As now 5 mem is going to be a 4v5 as Papa Smurfy is top lane, does have the teleport available. This is going to be the second dragon. Well, second dragon for either of these teams. Third dragon of the game, with it being an Ocean Soul. Damien is caught out, does get hit by the Never move. Single Tracks does land in the queue. Does have the Hexa Ultimatum up. Will use it onto Damien, taking a lot of damage here. Wukong going in, does land the Cyclone. A Mumu ulti is not available, but the Lulu ulti is. And they are able to get the kill there. Papa Smurfy is jumping in. Twitch able to reposition with the Invis. Skylar Weak landing onto the Snake and Tigger here, but the Snake taking a lot of damage. Flash having to come out from Nick Zora. Cyclone coming out from the Wukong, a lot of damage. Big Azir ulti coming out from Sealord, dropping 4 members into the back line, but Pendragon with the Demonic Ascension doing a lot of damage. TP's coming out from Single Tracks here. Just as much as it was a massive Azir ulti, it was just not enough, as 4 members of Lost Time are dead. And that is going to likely be the second dragon pick up for the side of Genesis. Papa Smurfy is hovering here, looking for the steal. Frogpunk does have the smite, but Single Tracks will go over the wall just to deal with him. Wukong will use the W, will get over the wall. Papa Smurfy does have the passive available, is going to use the leap. Will get out very safely. But this is looking like a very close game between these two teams here.
Blue team's turret has been destroyed.
So right now, gold is fairly even once again. Only 1,000 gold, just under 1,000 gold. But pretty much between them, not even 700. Genesis comp favors the scrap fights. I mean, I think so too, because the Twitch wants to play around mispositioning. He wants to play around catching someone out, getting the kill, and then using the Q to find a new position to fight from. So can play it very scrappy, can be playing it very easily. Nick Zora, they also want to be playing in the jungle, particularly I would imagine. In fact, neither of these teams want to be playing the jungle, but at the same time, they both want to play in the jungle. They've got a lot of big AoE ultimates, a lot of damage, but that's the only realistic way that I think Lost Time can win this, is if they play the front to back, because there is no real tank on the side of Genesis, where there is a Zac available and a Mumu available who will be able to absorb a lot of this damage. But with that true damage and with that extra max health damage coming out from Wukong and Camille, it is going to be a bit scary even for the tanks to deal with this team fight. Small combo landed from Pendragon. Twitch going invisible here. That's him looking to push waves. Zac is there as well. Camille is bot lane, does not have the teleport available, so this is going to be a 3v4. Sealord trying to get the wall, but is excellent flash coming out from Pendragon with my Frozen Heart, while last time not prioritizing on tanks. I don't know. Actually, I mean, the Zhonya's has been prioritized by the Azir, but the healing reduction is very much needed, especially with every member of this team having healing aside from the Syndra, obviously. Oh yeah, if they play the vision game correctly, if a Mumu can get a bandage toss out of the blue and catch someone out, it's gonna be very good for them. But at the same time, Single Tracks going in for the engage on Sealord. Sealord does get ignited, will go golden, will flash out, will use the shield, but Single Tracks just tanking a bit of the damage. But that is gonna be a flash and a Zhonya's coming out of Sealord. They know he has to reset, they know he has the TP, but are looking to try and start this Baron up. Or bait it at least. Actually, they are going to start up the Baron. Single Tracks is going to be hiding away. Going to rather not start the Baron. I'm going to bait it. See, I literally just had a sip of water, okay? Leave me alone. I will get water after the big team fight, because this is going to be a big fight. As Single Track does get onto this Jinx here. Exhaust coming out. Oh, Single Tracks is in a very precarious position. Multiple summoners and ults using on him. As Jinx ulti does come out, the exhaust coming out as well. That is major pick potential that is gone now. But TP coming out, everything's better position as the cycle coming out. Flash ulti coming from the Twitch and the Lulu ulti coming out as well. Papa Smurfy is on a rampage taking down this Twitch. Fried Pancake looking for the aggressive play onto this Jinx, but just was not enough. As Amumu, as the 5 members of Lost Time are going to be starting up this Baron here. We'll be picking up just 1,000 gold lead right now. So very scary stuff. Very aggressive play coming up from Genesis, but did not go in their favor as the Camille was taken out of the fight. And the Wukong, unfortunately, not able to do enough damage to this Jinx. And last time sitting in the lead now with Baron. Now, especially with the scaling that this Jinx and this Lulu have, they are going to have to become the point of targeting. Azir also now sitting on the 2.5 items is going for either the Shadow Flame or the Rabadons. So very difficult position in terms of scaling, because I think last time have the superior scaling as they can play front to back very easily. But also, if they are able to get a pick on that back line, on that Lulu or on that, well, particularly on that Lulu or that Jinx, it will be a little bit easier for them. As this is going to be the next dragon. This could possibly be third dragon for Genesis or second dragon for last time. Single tracks, doing a lot of true damage. Whew. Big damage coming out from the Camellia. Showing no respect once again. We'll just take this tower, as there are going to be multiple members of Genesis onto this dragon here. There is no vision. Last time do have just a Azir soldier over there. Damulon looking for the invade, looking for the steal. Scalaway coming out, but Mumu steals the dragon from Floppy Pancake. This could be the turning fight, as there's a Cyclone coming out from the Wukong. But it is more of a tactical disengage. As now 4 members of Lost Time are still available. Big crucial ultimates did come out. Cyclone is not available anymore. But that is still 5 ultis available for Lost Time. Floppy Pancake walking into a very dangerous spot here. Does catch Damulon. Does not catch W. Still not able to do too much damage. The Q bind does land. Pendragon caught out by Sealord. Mad Damulon is sitting on the back line of Genesis. Does get the little ulti as well. And right now, Lost Time are really making good use of this lead. And really making sure that their carries are strong. But look, still no pride on using AA damage from Twitch and the I think they feel like they are in a very commanding position right now, and rather want to utilize just the raw damage. Yeah, I mean, they are ahead. They're not ahead by too much, but I do think they are going to have to utilize it eventually. As Camille has now picked up the Rav Hydra, there's a Death Dance coming out from the Wukong. Twitch gonna be doing a lot more damage and be lifestealing a lot more damage at the same time. But I don't think Lulu Grievous Runes isn't not really gonna be enough, realistically speaking. As Papa Smurfy taking a lot of damage, Bandit Touch does not land from the Mummy Man. As he will be helping himself to a free blue buff. But he's still in the 2,000 gold lead. Papa Smurfy's still in danger from this Camille. The more damage this Camille picks up, the harder it is going to be for the Zac to fight her. As still very even game between these two teams. I think the Wukong is the weak link here. I think Wukong might have been an interesting pick. I think the Wukong is very favorable, but I think right now it's just not able to get the damage that they need to get off. Like, Wukong can easily get into that back line, but unfortunately just does not have the damage to take down the likes of the Jinx, where it's probably much easier. It would probably have been much easier for maybe an Echo or something if it was available. So I think little bit of a difficulty there, but I'm sure Wukong will be able to come out and clutch it. Does scale very nicely. Does have both engage and disengage, so they can dictate how the fight goes. Yeah, I mean, with the Azir, they can use it as a disengage or re-engage tool. The Lulu also can be an engage-disengage tool, where Amumu kind of just go ham, he just go Amumu things. So they can kind of play, they are forcing Genesis to play on their terms. Force Genesis to play into their engage, or forcing them to engage into a good disengage. But as much as that would be, it is only a 1,600 gold difference between these two teams. That is probably maybe that rod that Nick Zora has. As that Azir has picked up the Rabadons, does have 3 full items now. But so many gauges, all the gauges, brother man. Whether engage or disengage, there's a lot of gauges. No objectives are up, so it doesn't look like they're not going to be really fighting for anything right now. Baron's up in 45 seconds. Dragon is up in 1 minute 20. A good Twitch orchestrated team. I think especially now with what the Twitch items has picked up. He has picked up the last whisper. He's looking for the Lord Dominic's. It's just going to continue farming it up. Does have 1,200 gold. But who takes the beating for the rat to position? No tank avail. Yeah, like the Twitch has to position almost perfectly, and even that is once the Twitch has revealed himself, that is just a very easy dash for Azir, a dash for this Amumu, and even a leap for this Zac. So I think the Twitch might have been paired better off with a tank rather than the Swain, but it is just all a matter of how well these fights are executed by either of these teams. As you're looking for some poke, looking for a way to engage, does have a soldier there. But last time here, want to start up the Baron. Twitch looking for something sneaky. Twitch, they do spot their Mumu, so they know where their Mumu is. Zac is pathing bot side. Jinx is making his way mid now. That is a 3 item Jinx. Doing a lot of AoE, but actually will land onto the Wukong here. Wukong clone flash coming out from Mandevulon. Twitch drops the spray and pray, but does get actually knocked away from the Wukong. Massive Sealon ulti coming out, but Pendragon is in the Demonic Ascension. Camille using the hook shot. Azir does get ignited. Shutdown coming out from the Camille. TP coming in from Papa Smurfy. Massive Scatter the Weak landing as Syndra takes down this Amumu. Nixora is in the middle of a lot of damage here. The shield from Xerax does proc. Papa Smurfy is taking a lot of damage from this Camille. Wukong as well doing a lot of the anti-heal, as there is actually only anti-heal realistic on this Swain. Oh! As you do see a fail flash coming out from Blobby Pancake there. As then that is going to be a shutdown kill going towards this Camille, but funny flash Teehee coming from the Wukong, but that is going to be in the favor of Genesis as 3 members of Lost Time are dead. And now that will be 3 dragons going over to Genesis as they are on soul point. But as Nino dictated that Syndra has taken a lot of damage, but now Sealord, Atiga, and Snack are going for this Baron. Looking for the engage. Spray and Pray is not available, but Twitch does spot them out. As Nixora will look for the Scale Week over the wall. And Nixora steals the Baron! Nixora has stolen the Baron from Lost Time. Absolute disarray coming out here. But they just need to walk away. They need to make sure that they hold this Baron for much longer. As big crits coming out from Tigger. The Never Move does land. Sidestep from Nixora here as single tracks in the bot lane. Massive damage from the Zac as well. Hextech Ultimatum coming out from this Azir, and will shut down the Camille. Bit of a risky call there, but it was an absolutely astounding Baron steal coming out from Nixora. But yeah, Nixora kind of handing what Demonon was handing to them. Demonon doing the steal, and now steals Baron, and then a bunch of people die, but Pendragon and Nixora do still have the Baron as the Bandage Torch does connect onto Pendragon. Pendragon dropping the Demonic Ascension just to try and survive a bit. Azir doing way too much damage, as we do see the Twitch Spray and Pray does come out, but it does have to take actually massive damage coming out with the Luna ulti coming out onto the Twitch, but Nixora will take down the move as a trade kill. So I can't imagine Lost Time are too pleased there, as they do lose the Baron. The Baron being on the Syndra, who has now got 10 stacks on the Dark Seal, is going to be picking up the Rabadons. And still, they are behind in gold. Last time are 1,000 gold, 2,000, no, now 1,100. My god, that is bad. 1,000 gold behind Genesis, who have got all these big items coming out, with anti-heal still actually only on the Lulu. No real other anti-heal answer for these heal engaged bruisers. But maybe they do think they're too good for anti-heal. Azure completes Void Staff for who? Yeah, like, what is the Void Staff pickup for? Like, there's no, other than like maybe the more Memorious on this Camille and the more Memorious on the Wukong, there really isn't much resistances to take out. Like, maybe like just the Shadow Flame would have been fine, but I guess opting rather for the Void Staff might have been the play. So, oof, sharing the gold. Twitch right now sitting on the 3 items, does have the full Lord Dominic's. Yeah, Shadow Flame would have been a much better bet for this Azir rather than the Void Staff. But core items are coming out for these late game carries for Genesis. Right now, the Twitch looking to build his way towards the Runon's Hurricane. And then the Syndra looking to build towards the Rabadons. But that is 4 members top side. Like some members are picking items with high win rate instead of what's necessary for the game. As a lot of damage coming out from Eretiga, as that is 4 members onto this Camille. And now that is a Jinx is unstoppable with 4 items. Now, Cake is stealing away Mad Demulon's red buff. Will be continue going with the fly, going for the Cyclone. Twitch does drop the spray and pray. Does bring Demulon back into the team, but Scatter Week coming out as well. And that is Fighting taking down Mad Demulon. As there is a massive never move hit onto Eretiga. Eretiga does try go, does actually land the fail flash over the wall. As Fighting Nick Zora landing the flash, Scatter the Week onto Sealar. Sealar will go gold, does have the soldier, does not have any summoners, and that will be a shutdown going over to the Wukong. Now with the dragon up in 40 seconds, safe to say that is going to be a soul coming out for Genesis here. They are going to be looking to push down this mid tower. And very crucial mistake coming out from the Eretiga. The fail flashing over the wall. And that is going to likely be a full inhib tower and inhib. Inhib throws. Yeah, so inhib's coming out. As it's going to be a double inhib for the side of Genesis. They're going to opt to pick this up. And now with the dragon spawning, they are going to look to play for the soul. Massive throw coming out here from last time. They are setting 3,000, pushing 4,000 gold behind. As they're going to play for the bait rather. Do land the never move onto the Papa Smurfy, but no damage to come out. A Mumu is here. They are going to have to look for a steal. As there is a TP coming out from Sealard there into the back line. Sealard is a bit caught out here. Has to flash over the wall. That was a really good spot coming out from Single Tracks. Does spot this and move. Does spot this backline. Cyclone coming out from the Wukong. But Jinx is doing too much damage. They need to get onto this Jinx. Massive ulti coming out from the Twitch. Single Track tries to drop the ulti onto Lesnack, but it's just too much. This Jinx is just too fed. They got left too much in the back line. And now that is a 9-4 for 10 Jinx. And they will be picking up that dragon there. Putting it again yet at 3 dragons for 3 dragons. 70,000 to 71,000. This gold is dead even. So last time through, and then they literally just caught the ball again. But with Baron now spawning in 10 seconds, last time are not gonna have much contest for it. As very long cooldowns for Genesis right now. For example, maybe the Twitch, but I think this Lulu and this Jinx will shred this very easily. Kappa. Well, they get so much gold with double super lanes. I mean, that is also something that they can utilize, but I think right now they still need to be very careful. Syndra, we need to check on Syndra stacks. So let's check on Syndra stacks. Right now, Syndra is fully ascended, does have the fully stacked passive, does have the Rabadon. So if the Scatter Week does land onto that Jinx, she is likely to die. Hence why she's probably even picked up the more Malmortius just to deal with that. Last time looking better in team fights, #experience. I think in that case, Last time I playing the team fights a lot better. They just weren't able to get onto that Jinx. Jinx gained the Lulu ultimate as well. It's just making it super easy for Jinx to sit back, relax, churn out the damage. And I think all it's going to take is one good team from either of these teams. No objectives up, so last time we were looking for fights as they do have the Baron available, but Genesis will be looking just to play it slow and steady. Twitch does have the full Hurricane. Why did it take so long to say it? And so that is 4 items. A lot of damage going to come out. We do see a Magi's actually pick up for the Zac. Got a lot of AP, got a lot of burst, but we do see a lot of pings for the top side, as they do spot a lot of lost time in the bot lane, so are going to be playing more to the top side of the map. Twitch does get spotted out by the control ward. Single Tracks is sitting there too. So now 4 members of Genesis are making their way topside. They do know that they can push this out. It's the only available tower, so last time having to reset and hold their lanes. Twitch playing a little bit too forward. Zac looking for the engage. Scale of the week does land. But now Jinx is very far ahead now. Full build on this. Full build right now. Has 80% crit. Has the full Rabadons. Has a lot of healing as well. So very surprised that the only anti-heal we see is on the Swain. And as well as seeing the only anti-heal on the Lulu. So only the supports realistically doing that. Jinx fed and on tie. That's a bye-bye. Very likely to be that way. I mean, Jinx is very good at very scaly. I think they've played the scaling game very well. But all it takes is one good hard engage from Lost Time, or one good hard engage from Genesis, and that will very much decide the game. As inhibs are respawning for both sides. Yeah, double inhib respawn for blue side. So that means no more supers. The last set of supers will be pushing into the bot lane now as we speak. But just continuing to want to play in this top side. Want to have as much pressure as possible for the next Baron. But with the Ocean Dragon coming out, this is going to be Soul. This is going to be the next fight that hopefully decides the game. I think I'm spot on. I mean, no Thorn Mail on the Zac. What the Flapjack? I'm just surprised that we haven't seen a lot of anti-heal. I mean, greeting for the Magi's rather than the Thorn Mail seems like a bit of a aggressive approach. Could be the downfall if the Twitch or the Wukong are able to get their damage off. Now with this Dragon Counter is 41 seconds. Genesis are dominant in the lane presence now, with Jinx just picking up the last few minions in the mid lane. 387 CS for this Jinx. Quite a high number. As last time, we're gonna be walking into a very wooded top bot lane jungle, but we do see it is going to be looking for a possible bait. They are going to look to try and catch someone out there, as Single Tracks is just absolutely disrespecting Papa Smurfy here. Ooh, the true damage crits is taking down this top lane inhib. So last time need to make a decision. Single Track is sitting in that top lane, is playing very aggressively. There is plenty of vision on the dragon. I do see the dragon is going to be started up. Well, Single Tracks is in the top lane, so this is going to be the fight to decide it all. Wukong coming on the wall. Blue team has the dragon. Will pick up Soul Pendragon, dropping in with the Demonic Ascension flash. Demilon flashing onto Dracarys there. Dracarys just using the Q just to get onto the back line. This Jinx is just too fed. Jinx is too strong, kiting it out absolutely superbly. Scale of the Week coming out, but Camille also landing in the back line. As that is Soul coming out for last time. But Wukong having to jump over the wall here. And Zac landing over, as that will be very much in favor, very much a 50-50 trade support for jungle. Last time coming out on top with the dragon. Wukong have to use a W to play safe. Ooh, actually will land the W. We'll do the flash. We'll land the R onto Floppy here. Floppy having to burn the flash over the wall. We'll use the W once again. But Nick Zora is facing the brunt of this Zac. Twitch with the Bork doing a good amount of damage to it. But right now, Lost Time are looking very formidable, very dominant. Jinx is just too strong. Jinx is just too fed. They are going to be opening up the base here. Unless they can shut down this Jinx, it is looking like it is very much favoring Lost Time. Twitch is looking for a backline engage. Has gone invis. But it is very difficult. And Zac leaping away. Azir turret coming out. This last fight that is going to happen will be deciding the game. It is a triple supers in the base of Lost Time, so they are playing it very badly right now, I would say. As they're losing turrets in the bot side. It is one Nexus tower to one Nexus tower. But it is going to be a Baron power play. As Wukong is looking for the engage onto this Jinx, but cannot get there. Taking a lot of damage from the Jinx, as well has to fall back into the back line. Single tracks does drop the Hextech ultimate onto the Jinx. Jinx is falling desperately low. Camille has shut down this Jinx. Oh my goodness, Dracarys is doing way too much damage on this Twitch. Matt Demilon and Sealord doing a lot of damage as well. But Scout of the Week does come out from Nick Zora. It is just the tanks, Nick Zora, and single tracks against the world, as the hook shot does land onto this Zac, as a quadra kill coming out for single tracks. Is it going to be the pentakill? It is a pentakill going over to the Camille. And it is looking like it is going to be the GG's. It is going to be, and like the cooldowns are too long, the death timers are too long. Lost Time, they will not hold that title anymore. Genesis are taking down the last Nexus tower and are going to take down this Nexus and are going to take down Lost Time. Absolutely insane gameplay coming out from Genesis, turning it around despite losing the lead, and back and forth and back and forth. These teams so evenly matched, but right now it just looks like it was just too good to be true, and Genesis take the W. And just looking at the damage, Camille doing 54,000, Jinx doing 50k. So now prediction coming out once again. Genesis taking the majority vote. So here Genesis here are your points. Here are the supporters. So GG's to everyone. GG's to both Lost Time and both to Genesis. It is very good League of Legends coming out from you two, but I was a bit disappointed that we did not get to see the Kiana Nick. And also we didn't get to see the Pike from Mr. Pikers. So now with that being, that is the first match Genesis played in this Mettlestate tournament. So we are going to take a quick look at the groups. So heading over to the Pro Division right now. Okay, so now we look at the group stages. So now with ATK being at the top, as well as Royalty Esports, XVG LTS taking a bunch of games, wins there. So yeah, that is going to be Genesis taking 2 wins now. Well, no, they got 2 free wins because they got wins against Drama Llamas and Dark Esports who had to pull out of the tournament. So that will be 3 wins. That will take them all the way up to 2nd place behind ATK, ahead of Lost Time. So, or, no, actually, yeah. No, wait, they get points for losing as well. No, they don't get points for losing. So, yeah. We see the boys, Genesis, making it into 2nd place in the groups. And I think very, very good game coming up from everybody. GG's to Nick Mercy, Floppy Pancake. GG's to Single Tracks, to Pendragon, to Dracarys. I'm just going to name everyone. To Eritiga, to Sealord, to Lesneck, to Papa Smurfy, and to Demilon. We're getting new Mettlestate champs this season. I mean, Genesis looking good. I mean, very much competing against Lost Time. I mean, I'm curious to see what Genesis can do against ATK and Royalty. So, from me at the casting desk, from everybody in chat, thank you so much for tuning into this very intense and entertaining game series of League of Legends. I hope you all enjoy the rest of your evening. I hope you do well in your solo queue games, and I hope you stay safe. And from me, you will be getting some banging music. So I think in true fashion of Floppy Pancake, as I think he would very much like, it is going to be a song at his choice. So Wappa Wappa remix. All right. So Let me just get this going. Okay, so that is going to be GG's from me, but everybody have a good night.
Whopper, 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 Junior, Double, Triple, Whopper, Flame Grill, taste with perfect toppers. I boom this day. Lettuce, mayo, pickle, ketchup, it's okay if I don't want that. It also full of big, yeah, Whopper, any Whopper, my way, Whopper, my way. Whopper, 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 Junior, Double, Triple, Whopper, Flame Grill, taste with perfect toppers. I boom this day. Whopper, 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 Junior, Double, Triple, Whopper, Flame Grill, taste with perfect toppers. I boom this day. Lettuce, mayo, pickle, ketchup, it's okay if I don't want that. It also full of big, yeah, Whopper, any Whopper, my way, Whopper, my way. Whopper, 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 Junior, Double, Triple, Whopper, Flame Grill, taste with perfect toppers. I boom this day. Whopper, 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 Junior, Double, Triple, Whopper, Flame Grill, taste with perfect toppers. I boom this day. Lettuce, mayo, pickle, ketchup, it's okay if I don't want that. It also full of big, yeah, Whopper, any Whopper, my way, Whopper, my way. Whopper, 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 Junior, Double, Triple, Whopper, Flame Grill, taste with perfect toppers. I boom this day. Whopper, 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 Junior, Double, Triple, Whopper, Flame Grill, taste with perfect toppers. I boom this day. Lettuce, mayo, pickle, ketchup, it's okay if I don't want that. It also full of big, yeah, Whopper, any Whopper, my way, Whopper, my way. Whopper, 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 Junior, Double, Triple, Whopper, Flame Grill, taste with perfect toppers. I boom this day.